We are getting a closer look at the agreement between the Post Falls Police Department and Immigration and Customs Enforcement. We'll break it down tonight. And a child in Rathdrum had to be taken to Sacred Heart after sustaining what officials said were severe injuries from being abused. Tonight, everything we know about what happened.
As we start a brand new week, we are tracking some very toasty temperatures. Why exactly we're feeling the heat.
Good evening and thank you for joining us for KREM 2 News at 5 tonight. I'm Mark Hanrahan. We start with some breaking news at this hour. Crews are responding to a brush fire in northeast Spokane. Here's a live look over that area where you can see the smoke coming up from what appears to be that tree line. Firefighters say the fire is burning on the west side of Little Baldy Mountain. At this time, there are no evacuations in place. So here are some photos of that fire that Orion Acre sent to us. Crews say they have stopped the forward progress of that fire. That's some good news. It burned about 5 acres. The fire district is asking the public to avoid the road to allow emergency crews to work safely. In other news tonight, a Rathdrum man appeared in court today on charges of felony injury to a child. The Rathdrum Police Department says 32-year-old Aaron Dyke admitted to injuring a preteen girl in his care. KREM 2's Regan Gallo joining us live tonight with what we know about this case. Regan.
Well, Mark, again, like you said, 32-year-old Aaron Dyke is allegedly, that court documents show, the father of this 11-year-old girl that's at the center of this case. He is charged with 2 counts of injury to a child and 1 count of aggravated battery. Court documents allege he admitted to authorities to spanking his daughter with the belt on and off for several hours, causing her to suffer from extensive injuries. Now today in court, a Kootenai County judge set a $500,000 bond for Aaron Dyke, who could face up to 35 years in prison if convicted. A no-contact order was also issued for the victim, Dyke's 7 other children, and the family home. Now, prosecutors described 2 separate incidents they say caused serious injuries to his 11-year-old daughter, including a most recent alleged incident on July 5th. Investigators say it wasn't until July 10th that authorities were called to a location off of Highway 41 and Nagel Road after Dyke reported his daughter was having a seizure. Now, according to court documents, Dyke was allegedly taking his daughter to the hospital after she showed more signs of illness. Now, court documents also revealed Dyke allegedly spanked the girl with a belt after accusing her of stealing a watch from a sibling. Documents show that she vomited for 5 days afterward and was unable to keep food down. Now, records also allege the child suffered extensive bruising, scabs, and acute kidney failure, requiring emergency dialysis. Rathdrum police report that the 11-year-old girl was transported from Kootenai Health to Sacred Heart Medical Center, where authorities say she is now in critical condition. Now, this is a developing story, and a preliminary hearing for Aaron Dyke will be scheduled in the next 2 weeks. For now, I'm reporting in Kootenai County, Regan Gallo, KREM 2 News.
All right, Regan, thank you. All right, let's switch gears and talk weather on this Monday with meteorologist Cody Proctor. Joining us in the Outdoor Weather Center. Cody, the sun is shining, it is warm, and it's just going to get warmer this week.
Yeah, we're tracking those 90s as we head into the rest of this week. We will keep track, though, potentially of also some clouds in our forecast that could potentially impact those temperatures from what I'm seeing right now as we head into the next few days. So the week is just starting for us, but of course it is warm right now. We're still keeping track of that fire that is burning just right here on, you can see it on our weather camera, keeping a close eye on that at this very moment as this develops right now. As you take a look outside, it is dry right now, so it's not the best conditions to see this happen right now. 17% of relative humidity. Our temperatures are at 88 degrees right now at the Spokane Airport. Winds are coming out of the south at 9 miles per hour around our region as far as winds. A little calm to light for the moment from what we're seeing right now. But temperatures around our region, mostly in those 80s to low 90s at this very moment. So it is a warm, especially around central Washington from what we're seeing right now. Big temperature change from just 24 hours ago. Quite a big swing for us here in Spokane and Coeur d'Alene and into North Idaho. Now the best news again for how dry it is outside with our drought monitor. As we head into our evening hours, we might hang on to that heat a little longer tomorrow morning. Also looking to start off rather warm for us, only down into the 60s. Highs tomorrow mostly at 93 degrees with partly cloudy skies, keeping a chance though for some potential for some isolated thunderstorms. More on that coming up in your full forecast.
We'll talk to you then, Cody. Thank you. A trial starts today against the popular grocery chain Albertsons. The Washington Attorney General's office claims that Albertsons pharmacy helped to fuel the opioid crisis. The AG's office alleges the retailer repeatedly failed to display warning signs that the drug may be misused or diverted to the illicit drug market. This is both against state and federal law. Attorney General Nick Brown released a statement saying, quote, Albertsons' failures in dispensing and distributing those pills tore apart families and put immense strain on public resources. They must be held accountable, he said. Right now, the Adams County Sheriff's Office is investigating a drive-by shooting that happened over the weekend near Othello. One person was sent to the hospital. Deputies responded to a call of shots being fired into a home. One person was hurt and had to be airlifted to a Western Washington hospital. The Sheriff's Office believes the shooting may be gang-related. That shooting remains under investigation tonight. The city of Post Falls has become the first city agency in Idaho to join a federal immigration enforcement program. We first brought this news to you back on Friday right here on KREM 2. The city says the agreement falls under the 287G Immigration and Nationality Act. KREM 2's Christian Garza breaks down what the partnership does and why it's drawing attention.
While the agreement is new for the Post Falls Police Department, the program itself has been utilized by law enforcement agencies across the country, including the Kootenai County Sheriff's Office. To be clear, the partnership doesn't make every Post Falls officer an immigration agent. Instead, a select group of 5 officers will receive specialized training through Homeland Security to help carry out certain federal immigration duties under ICE's oversight on top of their normal duties. Mark Brantle, chief of Post Falls Police Department, says that this program is just an opportunity to give these officers another tool in their toolbox.
We are partners with other federal agencies such as HSI, the Marshal Service, and ICE was just, and Department of Homeland Security was just a natural progression in that. Nothing changes with the way we police. And so we're not going to be going around profiling or pulling over cars just because of the way somebody looks. It is based on probable cause and it's based on a criminal investigation.
Chief Brantle, who was newly appointed to this position in May, says participation in this program is something the city has been working on for years. However, community leaders like Lauren McCroskey with Idaho for All say this is something that community members felt blindsided by.
We really believe this is a solution looking for a problem. We don't believe that North Idaho or Idaho in general has a criminal immigration problem. There are many other things that need attention, but that certainly is not one. We feel there needs to be a lot more transparency and disclosure about this agreement. We'd like to see what it says to have it made available to everyone.
She believes participation in a program like this will put a wedge in the community's trust with the police department. PFPD says the officers that were chosen for this program have 2 or more years of service here in Post Falls and will be completing the program training virtually while they're still on shift in the area. Chief Brantle says right now there's no timeline for when these officers will be able to be out in the community with these new enforcement duties. In Post Falls, Christian Garza, KREM 2 News.
Coming up after the break, the CDC updating its numbers after a surge in a parasite linked to severe gastrointestinal illness all across the country. We'll talk with local health officials to learn how you can stay safe, coming up in just 3 minutes.